Welcome to my channel, Old Valuable Chiller, and thank you for joining me today. In this video, we will be taking a detailed look at the 1985 quarter dollar coin from the United States of America. This coin is a fascinating piece of American history and remains highly collectible among coin enthusiasts. If you are interested in United States coins, quarter dollars, mint marks, and coin values, then this is the video for you. The 1985 Washington quarter continues to attract attention for its background, history, and the details that make it unique. Let's dive deep into everything you need to know about this quarter dollar minted in Denver in 1985. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, the quarter has become one of the most widely used and collected coins in the United States. By 1985, the Washington Quarter had already been in circulation for more than 5 decades, making it a coin that many people used daily. The 1985 quarter carries the D mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major coin production facilities in the United States. This particular year and mint mark combination is interesting because it represents a time when the quarter dollar was struck primarily in copper-nickel clad composition. Unlike earlier silver quarters minted before 1965, the 1985 quarter is made of an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This clad composition gives the coin its familiar silvery appearance, while still maintaining affordability and durability for everyday use. The obverse of the 1985 quarter features the bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The portrait shows Washington facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head. The motto "In God We Trust" is placed to the left of Washington's profile, while the date 1985 is clearly visible at the bottom. The mint mark D appears just to the right of the bow in Washington's hair ribbon, identifying this coin as a Denver Mint product. Turning to the reverse, we see the classic heraldic eagle design, which had been used on Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998. The eagle is depicted with its wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons as a symbol of defense and readiness. Below the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. Above the eagle, we see the words United States of America and the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. At the bottom, the denomination is clearly written as quarter dollar. This combination of imagery emphasizes strength, unity, and patriotism, all values strongly associated with the United States. Now, when it comes to mintage numbers, the 1985 quarter had a very large production run. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, which means that they are not particularly rare in circulated condition. Because of their high mintage, most 1985 quarters found in everyday pocket change are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, collectors are always on the lookout for coins in higher grades, uncirculated condition, or with unique errors. Condition plays a very important role in determining the value of the 1985 quarter. Coins that have been in circulation for decades typically show wear, including faded details on Washington's hair, flattened lettering, and scratches from years of use. On the other hand, an uncirculated 1985 quarter, especially one with a strong strike, full luster, and no significant marks, can be worth more than face value. Collectors often seek these mint-state examples for their albums or coin sets. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting the 1985 quarter is the possibility of finding error coins. Errors can occur during the minting process, and they can make a coin much more desirable to collectors. Some potential errors include off-center strikes, double dies, clip planches, and coins struck on the wrong planchette. If you happen to come across a 1985 quarter with unusual features or misstrikes, it may be worth having it examined, because such coins can command premiums far above face value. In addition to errors, another important factor is grading. Professional coin grading evaluates a coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating coins that are closer to perfect condition. A 1985 quarter graded at MS65 or higher can be significantly more valuable than an average circulated example. High-grade coins often appeal to serious collectors and can be sold at auctions or through dealers for premium prices. Collectors also enjoy the historical aspect of the 1985 quarter. This coin was minted during a decade when the United States was experiencing economic changes, cultural shifts, and technological advancements. Holding a quarter from 1985 can bring back memories of the mid-1980s, a time of cassette tapes, early video games, and significant events in American history. For many, this coin is not just money but also a keepsake that represents an era. When it comes to identifying whether your 1985 D quarter is valuable, always start with condition. If the coin looks worn and circulated, it will most likely be worth face value. If it looks shiny, crisp, and uncirculated, then it could be worth more to a collector. Special attention should also be given to any unusual features, such as doubling of the letters, misaligned designs, or planchette defects. These are the kinds of things that make a 1985 D quarter stand out. In terms of investment, most 1985 D quarters are not considered rare enough to be high-value investment coins. However, building a complete Washington quarter collection, including coins like the 1985 D, is a rewarding hobby that teaches history, design appreciation, and the importance of preserving everyday objects for future generations. So, if you come across a 1985 D quarter in your change, take a moment to look at it carefully. Check the mint mark, examine the details, and see if it is in particularly nice condition. You never know. It could be an uncirculated example or even a rare coin that's worth more than you expect. Collecting quarters is not only fun but also a way to connect with America's numismatic heritage. The 1985 D quarter dollar from the United States is a coin with a simple yet powerful design, a piece of American culture, and a collectible that remains accessible to beginners and experienced collectors alike. Whether you are starting your collection or adding to it, this coin is a reminder of George Washington's legacy and the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Now we will explore and we are going to talk in great detail about the 1985 P quarter dollar coin from the United States. This quarter is a fascinating piece of American coinage history, minted at the Philadelphia Mint in the year 1985, carrying the well-recognized P mint mark that stands for Philadelphia. Collectors, numismatists, and coin enthusiasts all over the world search for information on the 1985 P Washington quarter because it represents not only circulating currency, but also an opportunity for historical appreciation and sometimes even valuable finds. The Washington quarter has been a staple of United States coinage since 1932, designed to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the nation's first president. By 1985, the design had already been in circulation for over 50 years, yet each year and mint location carries its own uniqueness and value depending on condition, rarity, and eras. The 1985 P quarter dollar is composed of copper nickel clad, which means the outer layer is made of a mixture of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. It has a standard weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a reeded edge that collectors always notice when assessing authenticity and condition. On the obverse side of the 1985 P quarter, we see the classic profile of George Washington, facing left, designed by John Flanagan. Above his portrait is the word Liberty, and to the left side of the coin appears the motto, "In God We Trust." Just beneath Washington's neck, we see the year 1985 clearly marked, and the P mint mark appears near the date, showing that this particular coin was struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, we see the heraldic eagle design that was used on Washington quarters from 1932 all the way until 1998. The eagle, with its wings spread wide, holds a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for defense, while beneath it is an olive branch representing peace. Around the top, we read United States of America, and just below that, the motto E pluribus unum. The denomination quarter dollar is written at the bottom. When it comes to mintage, the 1985 P quarter had a very high production number. More than 775 million quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in that year alone. Because of this large mintage, the 1985 P Washington quarter is generally considered common in circulated condition. You can still find these coins in everyday pocket change, though examples in uncirculated condition or graded by professional services can hold a much higher value for collectors. The value of a 1985 P quarter dollar depends heavily on its condition. In circulated grades, the coin is usually worth its face value of 25 cents. However, if you find a coin in mint state condition, such as MS-65 or higher, its value can rise significantly. Collectors often pay several dollars or even more for high-grade examples. Coins with attractive luster, minimal marks, and strong strikes are the most desirable. Some 1985 P quarters graded by PCGS or NGC have been known to sell for impressive amounts at auction, especially when they are certified in MS67 condition. Another exciting aspect of the 1985p quarter is the potential for errors and varieties. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for mistakes made during the minting process, and certain error coins can be worth far more than regular issues. Some of the known errors on 1985p quarters include off-center strikes, double die obverse varieties, die cracks, and clip planches. These rare minting errors are not easy to find, but when discovered, they can turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a valuable collectible worth many dollars. Now let's talk about how you can identify whether your 1985p quarter might be worth more than face value. First, examine the overall condition of the coin. If it has heavy wear, scratches, or damage, it will usually be worth only 25 cents. However, if the coin shows sharp details, a strong strike, and retains much of its original mint luster, then it may be considered uncirculated and more desirable. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the lettering or the date, as this could indicate a double die variety. Look at the edges for any unusual cuts or clips, as well as any misalignment in the strike. These small details could be the difference between an ordinary quarter and a valuable error coin. Collectors also appreciate 1985p quarters that come from original mint sets. Coins preserved in these sets often remain in brilliant uncirculated condition and can be excellent additions to a Washington quarter collection. If you happen to own a 1985p quarter in its original mint packaging, it is a good idea to keep it stored carefully to preserve its condition and value. When building a collection of Washington quarters, many people focus on collecting one coin from each year and each mint. The 1985p quarter is an essential part of that journey, representing the Philadelphia issue of that year. Along with the 1985D quarter from the Denver Mint, the Philadelphia piece is needed to complete a date and mint mark set. Because of its common mintage, it is not considered rare, but the challenge lies in finding coins in the highest grade possible or with rarer varieties. For those who are new to coin collecting, the 1985p Washington quarter is an excellent starting point. It allows you to study coin design, learn about grading, and understand the basics of coin values without having to spend a large amount of money. Over time, you can expand your collection to include earlier silver quarters from before 1965, rare varieties, and special proof issues. As we continue to discuss the 1985p quarter dollar, let's not forget its cultural significance. This coin is part of everyday life in America during the mid-1980s, a period of economic growth and cultural change. Holding a 1985p quarter can feel like holding a piece of history, a small artifact that circulated through the hands of millions of Americans during that decade. Whether it was used for a payphone call, a vending machine snack, or a video arcade game, this coin represents a tangible link to the past. For serious collectors, grading services such as PCGS and NGC provide authentication and professional assessment of condition. Submitting a 1985p quarter for grading can be worthwhile if you believe your coin has a chance at a high mint state grade. Coins that grade MS67 or above are highly sought after and can achieve strong prices in the coin market. To summarize, the 1985p quarter dollar from the United States is a widely available coin but still holds a special place in numismatics. It features the iconic George Washington design, a high mintage, and opportunities for collectors to find high-grade examples or rarer varieties. Its value ranges from face value in circulated condition to potentially significant amounts for top-graded or error coins. Whether you are a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, the 1985p Washington quarter is an important coin to study, collect, and appreciate.